Ben, I've noticed that a lot of bettors have complained about CLV, that it really hasn't helped things, and I've heard that same complaint over the last few years. And breaking news, bettors complaining about something. But I saw yesterday that you're workshopping an idea with my friend Arthur Arkish over at PFF about early week line movement. Did you guys uncover anything?
Yeah, I mean, so like full disclosure, obviously, I think there's a lot of people that think, closing line value matters a lot more than I do. I definitely think it matters, but I also think it's more of an evaluation tool for people that don't necessarily derive their own probabilities for how these games are going to play out. And I do think that, if you do some of the modeling work and actually are kind of deriving some of your own numbers, it may not matter as much to kind of compare closing line value, because I think where we're heading from a sports betting industry. I think a lot of it is in some ways, either like manipulated a little bit when you see some of these like line releases with big type betters kind of shifting lines 2 and 3 numbers. And I think that if somehow got lucky and were on like the right side of that movement before that number was released, I don't really think that that is necessarily showing the same amount of value of actually getting that closing line value in a more, I would say in like a previous type of manner. So a lot of the closing line value has been, injury specific. And I would say some of those like, bigger, syndicate type groups or whatever kind of shifting lines in certain direction. And I think that, making, relying heavily on those two things is more, I would say, a factor of luck than anything else. So although it still matters, I think it kind of, it is really just an evaluation tool for how well you're doing from a betting perspective. And I think that that should be used, with your win loss record and units won and those sorts of things. So it's a long winded way of saying, the closing line value definitely matters, but I think that, saying that it's you know, the sole judge of how good you're doing from a betting perspective, I think is maybe just a little bit overstated given the current, betting market conditions that we're all dealing with.